Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb.
Hi.
Hello, lovely. Here we are with another one of our Deliciously Motivated Mindset podcast conversations. And this one's a good one. This one's a good one. They're always good. Top tips to embrace change with grace and ease. Oh, I like that. Actually, before we hit record,
I like the way you go, I like that.
I was thinking, I like that, but then Deb doesn't quite so much.
It just happened when you told me the title. I went, ugh, with grace and ease. That's that thing we
like,
So today's not about any listener, it's just about me then, clearly. No, it's for everybody.
Top tips to embrace change with grace and ease. And yes, it is actually possible to embrace change with grace and ease. Before we get into our conversation and start unpacking some of these ideas and tips, let's bring ourselves into our heart space. Such an important place, regardless of what's going on, what kind of discombobulation or upset or turmoil, chaos, there is all of that happening in the world. We know that. But we can start coming into this sense of grace and ease simply by placing our hands, one hand or both hands, over our heart and breathe in, intending that your breath is coming into your heart space. So do that with me now. Breathe in, pause slightly at the top, and then breathe out through your mouth. And just that one breath starts to say to your own nervous system, I'm showing up. I'm calming myself down. I'm being here. As you breathe in again, breathe in and breathe out. Feel the support beneath you, whatever you're sitting or standing on. And with this next breath in and out, allow yourself to imagine, to visualize, to pretend, to feel that you are connecting your energy with my energy, with Deb's energy, and with the energies of anyone else listening to this conversation, doing this exercise. Breathe into your heart space. And then long, slow breath out through your mouth. And then now as we start to come into our conversation, looking at this idea of embracing change with grace and ease, understanding that change is a constant. Change happens whether you say you're ready for it or you think it's great or not. Change happens. But this is the piece. Yeah. This is the piece to really come in to your own heart space. And maybe even just say, I've got this. All is well in my world. That's one of my favorite ones. And we encourage you to grab your note-taking device of your choosing and just maybe even concentrate on something where you know change is coming for you or change is developing for you, and just feel into how is that showing up for you, and seeing if we can help you find your sense of rhythm and ease and grace, right? That's what we encourage you to start off with. So our first tip is to just really get grounded, get present. And then I guess the first tip that I want to say is to trust yourself. We're going straight to trust already.
Yeah.
But because the thing is to me, trust is that all is happening for me. So even a change that I might resist, or I might think, oh my gosh, it's actually for me and I've got this. So I'm trusting that even if I can't see the outcome or I can't see the result just yet, the fact that I'm in it or have the choice, that says it's for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it yeah, totally does. I was just thinking trust. If you when I think about this, hang on, there's a couple of things I want to say. Let me just
Get them all out together on top of each other.
Yeah, that's it. Moira made a great point here at the start, is actually when you're going through that, when you're listening to this, think about something that is changing around you. Actually, so you've got a little memory bank of something that's changing around you, go, oh yes, if I applied that with that, that would work. Or, oh yes, if I applied that with that, would I need to do anything else? So it's a great one actually just to be aware of that. And when I was thinking about that, when you're just talking then about the trust, go back to your memory bank. And this is where we've said this over and over. Go back to your memory bank and pull up a memory where you thought you couldn't trust something that's happening, people, whatever, and how it actually worked in your favor. And going, oh, it actually did work. It's just not the outcome that I wanted.
Right.
Which is often what, be realistic with your outcome. But go back into that memory bank, because it's those memories and it's that stored confirmation bias to go, actually, yes, I can get through this. So it's not just trust. It's actually, yeah, I can feel it, because when this happened last time, something happened similar. I didn't trust it. And look what happened. But now I can do this. Or when I did trust it, look what happened. So just go back to, I'm just going to say, keep your memory bank clear, aware, not
aware,
clear.
like open. That's a really good point, because when I say I've got this, that actually is kind of igniting the fact that
Absolutely.
yeah, I've been through stuff before. I handled it last time. I was
nothing.
Yeah.
This is nothing, because in reality, crikey, I've been through far worse.
Yeah.
And you would have been through far worse that you thought you were just going to break mentally, physically, like everything, and you got through it.
Yeah.
Now, you may not want to repeat all that again, but there were definite blessings in that situation. But so just have that memory bank as a helpful, tester to remind yourself, oh, okay,
remind yourself. And because the other part of that is, in doing that remembrance, if you like, it can remind you how resilient you are.
Yes.
Right? Because if you get really stressed up, like, oh my gosh, I don't want this, I don't like this, and this is terrible, it's falling apart. When you take a deep breath and remember, oh yeah, I've been through stuff that's been way bigger, way harsher, and I came through it just fine.
Well, I laugh. I've done.
That's Deb's signature. She laughs.
I know. Well, I was actually so that I'm going through something at the moment, and it's grace and ease. If anyone can watch me, it's definitely not a grace and ease. It's a fall down, pick myself up. Here we go again. Oh, not again. Come on. There's a little bit of non-elegance to it. Let's just put it that way at the moment. But when I go back and look at what I've been through, heck, this is a 20% of what I've been through. I've been through far worse and got through it emotionally. And so that's the thing. This has really helped me, that remembrance, that memory bank, to go, you know what, really? You're worried about this when this is minute compared to what it was. It just eases. It eases it. It calms your farm. It gives you grace and ease, crikey. Just say it, Deborah. Just say it.
Calms your farm. Well, that's what I was just saying, was that I think that this is such an important topic, because this has been coming up so much in various conversations that I've been having with people, is the necessity to calm our nervous system. because our nervous system, we get it when we feel trepidatious, we feel weary, we feel scared, we feel like, oh my gosh. But our nervous system is then jangling and just like I've got my hands rising up, and when we take that deep breath and come back to that heart space, that heart resonance breathing that I take you through at the beginning of these conversations, it's so important to come into a sense of calm presence, because then you start getting the clarity on, oh gosh, I was making up this whole big story about what this situation is or what this change is. But it's
Who's
like,
ever run a marathon
gosh,
and a
it's nothing.
sprint cycle?
Yes.
Sorry. You'd see me both hands in the air. If I could put my feet in the air, I would too. Definitely. But we do. And I think, just from what you just said then, from that, it can happen at any moment of any day. I'm going back to tip one where you said grounded and present, and I've added hand on heart there. This can change at any moment when you feel yourself going up to a 5 of chaos and 10's the chaos, and you don't want to hit and you can feel it. You can feel it in your body, you can feel it in your throat, your breathing, all of those things. Then throw one of these tips in there, these top tips, throw one in, go back, hand on heart. Oh. And feel that. If it takes you 30 seconds or 3 minutes or 10 minutes of
Doesn't
just sitting
matter.
there around, no, it doesn't matter. So when we're talking about this embrace change with grace and ease, it can happen at any time. Your wobbles can happen at any time, but also so can your grounding and present.
Yeah. And so that's an important part too, because
Still movable, isn't it?
it is. But sometimes, because of the environment we live in, the times that we live in, let's face it, there is a lot of stuff going on, right? And sometimes something might happen that triggers you, that brings up
Yeah.
a response in you. Well, that's just a trigger. So when we can just tell ourselves the truth, take ownership. Yep, I'm feeling a bit triggered right now. Okay, come back to your heart space, take a few deep breaths and own it. That trigger is there, but it's there as a gift to maybe inform you that you need to focus on your breath a wee bit more, or you need to tell yourself the truth about what's going on, or what is your piece to do. Because embracing change with ease and grace, or grace and ease,
Yeah.
it's about a recognition of what is yours to attend to, right?
Yeah.
Because because not all things that occur to us are for us to do, right? If you're working on a project, or a change is saying, oh, you got to take a detour, maybe you need to sit and wait for a wee bit until the inspiration comes back in. It doesn't mean, this is what I'm talking about here, is the showing up and understanding that you need to find your rhythm of being and doing. There's too much hustle and push and take care of this, and you did that wrong and you've got to fix this. No, come back to what's right for you to deal with in this situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally does. And I think it's just reminding yourself that they are movable, but it's the truth. You may not. There was a saying. There was something in one of those movies. You can't handle the truth, and
Oh yes,
I
that's the second time I've heard that today.
oh well, there you go, Moira.
It's Jack Nicholson that said it.
That's right. It was to Tom Cruise or
Yes, it was. Yeah.
I remember I just went, why is Tom Cruise in my head?
Because it was.
Okay, so yeah, you can't, and that often replays to me many times. If I'm just going, oh, don't want to hear it. You can't handle the truth. I'm like, ugh. Okay, listen, just take the truth. You may not agree with it, but it will reveal itself in good time, your way. And I think that's that truth is just, you're gonna have to lean in, people.
Yeah.
Just take the truth, wrap yourself in a love bubble, put your hand over your belly button and take that truth from somebody. And so it doesn't filter all the way in, and just go, okay, that's their truth. Now, what's my truth from that? So I guess it's dissecting. My top tip would be make sure you're not taking others onto you, but you're dissecting what's important for you. But be truthful. Is it?
Yeah,
So something
being truthful and staying authentically connected to what your truth is, but you're not here to have everybody else fit into your agenda.
Yeah.
It's about giving everybody else space. You know, when I just talked about a trigger, so somebody might trigger you because they are venting or being pissed off and having a tantrum about something. At that moment, that's their thing. But that might be triggering something in you, so you own that.
That's exactly, you don't own their stuff.
You don't own their tantrum.
You got your own stuff to deal with, people. Don't take on other people's stuff as well. Let them have it.
Yeah.
They have to evolve their own way.
You and I were just talking a wee bit about an example of this, of sometimes when somebody's having that vent fest or that tantrum, we think, oh, you have to, just do this or don't do this and try it. No, the best thing is to just let them do them and you do you, right? So if I see somebody having a tantrum, I may want to just distance myself from that because I don't really like that energy. But there's nothing for me to do to fix it. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. So changing with...
It's just holding space for people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course that comes in. Of course that comes in here because we had a good 20-minute discussion about it.
I know.
But that's it. It's holding space for people and just sending in their love. When people lose their shite at you, it's not a looking down on them. I feel sorry for them. It's just like, oh, hun, you need some love. That's all you just need.
Yeah.
You just need some love. Send them love, even if they're being a-holes in your mind. Send them love because clearly something bigger is going on than you. You just happen to be the brunt
target.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a firing line comes in. Yeah.
But so what that just did, that just brought in the 4 agreements, because don't take things personally. Don't take things personally. And sometimes I know that because I've made that suggestion to other people before, and like, Moira, that is so hard. It's like, yeah, well, maybe you need to.
That's the biggest one people say.
Yeah, they do. So that's when I say, visualize yourself in your own personal snow globe. Nothing gets in your bubble unless you say so. And so I love the visualization of a snow globe because it's that really thick glass, and I can pretend that I can't even hear what this person's saying. I can still see them. But I'm not taking it in. I've got purple sparkle all around me in my own little private bubble.
And like, you listening, Moira? Oh, look at that dainty little purple glitter.
Look at those beautiful clouds in the sky.
Yeah. But the 4 agreements, all of them are valid. All of them are valid again. But don't take things personally as a great reminder. I'm going to ask Moira to tell you the 4 agreements because I have to move my chair back in my drawer. Why have I not put it on my whiteboard? On my board beside me.
I'll send you an image. I have them on an image. I'll send it to you. But they're
thank you.
Of course. So, and I actually really encourage people to say, just for today, the first one is be impeccable with your word. So just for today, I'm going to be impeccable with my word. Just for today, I'm not going to take anything personally. Just for today, I will not make any assumptions. And just for today, I'm going to do my best. That's the 4 agreements. But we and you and I do that just for today. Just for today, do that rather than because and that. But that one is such an important one when if you have a difficulty with taking things personally. Well, just for today, we're not gonna
give this a go.
Yeah,
what have
just try it just for today, just for today. And what happens though is that's what opens the door for us for that sense of grace and ease. Because we can kind of go, oh, that snow globe visualization actually works. Who knew?
Yeah.
Oh, that hand on my heart and not taking that personally, or just witnessing, or just allowing that person to have that tantrum or that hissy fit. It's actually not drained me or affected me. So be prepared to be gently and inspired, gently and nurturingly. I don't think that's
With
a word.
grace and ease.
With grace and ease. Be prepared to be surprised at how easy it is. It's not always easy, but it's by keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
And just for today. That's what that whole part is, right?
Yeah, I love just for today because it makes it so much more achievable in my
I
head.
know.
It's like, oh, just for today. Okay.
It's not
okay.
forevermore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about this, to embrace change with grace and ease. with grace
She's
and
got
ease.
a little curl at her lip there.
Yeah. I think remind ourselves where we're going and what's our purpose. And I think, so when I say embrace with grace and ease, sometimes change isn't a choice of ours. Let's just go back to that. 6 years ago, it wasn't a choice of ours, literally, and we had to embrace as quick as we possibly could. But actually, honoring what you're leaving behind, what's going. And going, okay, well, actually, you know what? I'm going to have a new way of being. So you're telling yourself the truth. Okay, well, if this change happens, what does this look like? Is it going to change a friendship? Is it going to evolve who I am as a person? So you can actually see what you're leaving behind and acknowledging it and letting it go.
And letting it go.
To say that because Moira and I were talking about her beautiful letting it go process this morning.
Yes.
But being able to do that is actually just acknowledging what you're leaving behind would be the thing. Acknowledge what you're leaving behind and allows you to move forward. But there's another tip that adds on that. When you're moving forward, what is it that you want? Is it aligning to you? What do you desire? Is this realistic? And does it align with your vision and purpose of who you want to be in this world? So I think
that's a separate tip. Yeah. The other part here too that I want to sort of tag on to what you've just said is gratitude. We haven't got to gratitude yet. But where I was coming from with that gratitude is that I think it is what you just said is an important part to remind yourself of where you're going and what your purpose is, but then focusing on what it is you want and checking in, does it align with my core essence, with my purpose, with my sense of why, with my sense of fulfillment? But the piece around gratitude, developing that attitude of gratitude, because you were saying that too, that is it 5 years or 6 years? 6 years ago, COVID.
6 years, literally.
Six
We're
years.
about a month away. 6 years. I know, but
that's crazy. But I remember you and I.
It's crazy. That was 6 years ago. It's even crazier. Yeah.
But I remember you and I talking about taking responsibility for I created it and looking at with gratitude. Yes, it was a massive pivot. It was a massive shift. But having gratitude of that's actually what made me switch all of my practice, all of my offerings have switched to being virtual, which is actually what I wanted for years prior to that being kind of forced upon me. And here I am. This is how I work. And I love it.
Power of the mind.
Yes.
Crikey. Grace, what did I ask for?
So sometimes, change can sometimes feel like a bumpy ride. It can feel like I've got to climb up this hill and then come over the mountain and then, But when we
Oh, it's
get
too
that
hard.
bigger picture vision of like, wow, look at the valleys and the peaks,
Mm.
and then celebrate and have some gratitude for, wow, look at the outcome, look at where I am, right?
Well, at the start of this, we asked people to actually think of something that they're going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, listeners, just take a moment and think of two things that you're grateful for this change that's happening.
Yeah,
Just,
good.
just right now, think of two things that you're grateful for this change happening.
And they can
Um,
be really small. It doesn't have to be big, massive
no.
things.
Well, for me, I'm going through a change right now, and it's really shown me who my inner circle is.
Mm,
More than I've ever known, more
mm,
than I've ever known, and people who I didn't think were in my inner circle actually are, and
right.
people who I thought were in my inner. So for me, this is just a beautiful eye opener. That's one of the things I've got, listeners, for me. But think of two things that you've got, so you can actually feel, oh, this is not as daunting. This is not as daunting as what I thought. This can actually happen right here, right now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if you've come up with two, I'm sure you've already started to think of more, by the way, people. I'm sure you've started to think of more for that.
And that's actually really good, because even when things that are really rough, there's always things that we can feel grateful for. And that's actually a really
Mm,
interesting one, because the turmoil, the bumpy road that I went through over a year ago, um, that was a part too of getting very clear on who's my support team, who's here
yeah,
for me, and
yeah.
really celebrating and recognizing that. So
Mm,
so that actually, and this is something you and I often talk about in our conversations, is the being aware of your tribe, being aware of the people that you have got around you, because sometimes people move in and out of the inner circle or the further out circle, right? Don't you find that sometimes it's as we evolve?
who you used to talk to about certain things may not be that person.
Yeah,
And for me, there's conversations I have with my partner that I wouldn't have with Moira, or
yeah,
there's conversations I have with Moira that I wouldn't have with my partner. Now, that's not disrespectful to Moira, my dear friend, or my dear partner. That's
no.
just saying it works this way. I'm not hiding anything, but it's having that tribe. The people around are incredibly important.
Well, this is bringing it into another part, is that we are all multifaceted beings, and we all have our own sense of values and needs. And I
Mm,
used to say this, I haven't said it for a while, but we cannot expect our needs to be met by one person. And
no.
that's why we keep coming back to this idea of tribe, because you just gave the perfect example of that. That we do have our person to talk to about this stuff, and then the person to talk to about that. And I know for myself, I take the role for certain types of conversations for people. I
100%.
Yeah. So that's about coming back into the truth. This can actually be informed by you just taking a wee moment to say, how do I feel about myself here in this conversation, in this company of this person having this conversation? If I start to feel nervous or anxious or judged or told off or criticized, I've just been informed that's not the person to have this conversation with. Thank you very much. I just learned something. And
And
you know,
it doesn't mean you need to walk away from them forever because they're an
no.
a-hole and they don't agree with that. It's just
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
I need to clarify that because there's a bit of that going on. People are like, oh, they said this to me, so now I don't even want to share this stuff with them. And like, well, maybe there's some truth in what they said to you.
Could
Maybe
be.
there's some truth in what they said, and it's just waking you up. So go back and have a look. Don't, and it goes back to that. Don't take anything personally.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying is that sometimes when a person reacts in a certain way that informs you, oh, I can't talk to you about this, it's nothing personal. It's not about them. It's not about you. It's just, I just found out that I can't talk to you about the law of attraction, or I can't talk to you about the God. Actually, that happened just recently. I was having a conversation with somebody and I said God, and she went rigid. She just, nope, couldn't handle that. And so it made me chuckle because when I talk about God, I don't talk about a religious God, but she was. And so in our conversation, she actually she stayed in the conversation. I stayed in the conversation. And at the end of it, it was really beautiful because we were actually on the same page. It was just that word can sometimes get people.
It's a trigger word.
It can,
it's
yeah.
fully a
Yeah.
trigger word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when I started saying, creator of the cosmos or the universe or source, each time I did that she was leaning in.
Well, I mean, I, and here we go for religious. I'm just going to give you my opinion, people. God, God, the voice of God just speaks, which is me.
Yes.
I listen to what Dr. John DeMartini says, and he says God is grand organized design.
I like that one.
And I love it because I just go, oh, okay. And it's literally planted now. I agree with it. And it feels right in my soul right now. It might, 10 years down the track, it might change, 5, whatever. But right now it feels like it's lasted that long, 20 years. I've never been with one. But it feels right. And that's it. But that can cause a trigger to people. And I think just having that, I remember getting in an Uber. And he picked me up from the airport and he said, oh, where have you come from? And I told him, and I said, this is where I'm going to, blah, 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 blah. And he said, oh, what do you do? And I said, I'm a stressologist. And he said, oh, what do you think about, what's your religious belief? And I was like, oh, shite. I've got 40 minutes in a car with this guy. Oh, shite. I was like, well, I didn't know because he was a complete stranger, but I also didn't want to get dumped on the side of the highway with my luggage or anything. So I was like, oh no, this is. So I just said, look, this is what I believe in, and I just shared exactly God, grand organization. And he goes, oh, I've never thought about it like that. He says, and he was incredibly religious. I don't know what nationality he was, but he was from a thing, and I just come back from India, so I talked a little bit about Hinduism that I still have no idea on, just saying. But it was a beautiful conversation. And he said, I've really enjoyed speaking to somebody who's spiritual. He said, I don't get people like this in my car.
Beautiful.
And I said, it's not a conversation to have in a car with a driver. Because I wanted to get my thing across because I thought, if I don't agree with him, I'm going to be in trouble. This is, this is my tribe, but he's not my tribe. I'm going to, he's going to do something to me or whatever. But it was a beautiful, so I encouraged him to go and research other things and have other conversations with people. And he's like, I'm going to do that. At the end of it, he's like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And he goes, but he did say he's never asked anybody about their religious belief ever, but something in me he wanted to talk to.
That's
and I was
cool.
like, I don't know.
Tapped into that. That's beautiful.
And I came away from that conversation going, what a nice guy, a young guy, half my age, who's doing this, sending support home to his family, but actually was open to having this discussion. And it worked out well, people. Not all Uber driver conversations or anything you're talking about that can, but it just made us go, who's around you? Who are those people you can talk to? Because he said, I want to educate myself on other religions or other purposes. And I'm like, you have to leave your tribe.
Yeah.
Which was a great thing to say to somebody who's taking money and sending it home to his tribe, literally. But I said, you just have to expand
that story is actually a beautiful example of both of you trusting yourselves. He trusted himself, and so did you.
He never asked it before. When he said it to me, I can tell you now, my whole body was like, oh, he's shocked. I'm going to either be bundled in the boot of the car or on the side of the road or something. Oh my God. Okay, let's go there. What do I say to? And I didn't cautiously go, what do I say that's not going to upset him? I just went, look, he's asked the question. Let's
So you
go
followed
there.
it. So you
This is
trust
what
it.
I
You
believe.
rented it.
Yeah,
Went with it. I
totally.
like it. That's beautiful.
Totally. But just there's people around. Well, so I guess the other thing is there's people around you can talk to.
Yes,
About,
there is.
oh, I know two people, Moira and Debs.
That's right.
Debs and Moira and Debs. Debs and Moira. So
You
we are
know,
here.
for me, so I do use the word God, but when I'm speaking about God, I'm speaking about creator or universe or source. So I was brought up as a Quaker, and I think I've mentioned that before on
I had to Google Quaker. By the way, I had to Google Quaker when she first told me. I was like, what's Quaker?
So as a Quaker, we were brought up to sit in silence. Now you know why I'm a meditation teacher. To go quiet, to sit in silence, to get present, and to listen with quotation marks, listen to the voice of God, which is that still, quiet voice. Quakers believe that we all have an inner light, and that is our connection to source. And so by sitting in quiet, I've been in some profoundly shifting groups, gatherings. We used to call it meeting. And so to go to church is quotation marks around it again. You sit in silence in a group and just contemplate and meditate and be quiet. And then if you feel motivated to or inspired to share something, people would stand up and speak it.
Yeah.
And that there's been some amazing things of like, oh gosh, I witnessed this, and then it brings out some other kind of epiphany or aha. And so it just elevates this sense of tribe, of community, of belonging, and accessing that inner light. It's very profound.
It would be amazing. And it's just telling you how important a tribe is.
Yeah.
How important those people are around you.
Yeah.
But don't knock them off. Like, don't, oh, you said that to me, I'm not going to talk to you again. No, it just means that there's an education piece, in there for you, but maybe somebody else is going to give you a different conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. And to always trust it. So I think too, I'm thinking of an example in my own life currently where a person reacted in a certain way with me, and I did give them the benefit of the doubt.
Benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Okay. And then there was another. So I go back, and then there was another happening, and again. Okay, but and I caught it, but then thought, okay, but still, benefit of the doubt. On the third time it happened, no more benefit of the doubt. That person's not in my tribe.
That's definitely okay. Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh no, here we go again. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
How many times do you need the? Okay.
Yeah. And so that was just a piece of awareness for me. It's like, okay, third time, I get it. It's not oh, they're just having a bad day, or oh, they're just not, like maybe this is something I need to work on. Nope. Yeah. And that maybe could be a part of change with grace and ease too, is that I can do that, and I can keep, getting back up. You yell at me and I get back up, and then you yell at me and I get back up. But if you do it the third time, it's kind of like, no, I think you need to go do your work.
So I think if we're looking at embracing change with grace and ease, I think just exactly what you just said is, when we talked about, making sure that this new change is aligned to what's important for you.
Yeah.
That also may mean letting people go.
Yes.
It may mean actually, you know what, if I'm going to do this change, I'm going to let people go.
Yeah.
And that top tips to embrace change with grace and ease. For me, I moved from the South Island to the North Island to be with my partner. Now, and the South Island of New Zealand is very different people to the North Island people. So it was a whole
culture shock.
Yeah, it was a rude awakening for me, my little bubble that I lived in my snow globe. But from that, you know, and there was people that I had the opportunity of being able to let go from my hometown, that I'm like, okay, I'm no longer with them because I am a different person. You know,
Right.
all of a sudden I went from single. I wasn't single ready to mingle, by the way, people, but I went from single to being in a relationship. So my whole conversations were changing around certain people as well. And it was just time to shake that up. So I think, oh, I just looked at the time. Oh, I'm so great at timekeeping. Whoops. But I think when I think about these things, it's okay to let people go.
Yeah,
You know, if that's what has to happen, then it has to happen.
absolutely.
And I think the more we can shake it off, the more we can actually grow ourselves,
Hmm.
you know,
Well,
from
that's
that.
I
And that
had
also
put.
includes family as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
just
that would be the thing, is that I say is our tribe changes as we do,
yes,
right?
yes,
And that's the perfect example. Like when you're single, you have different types of conversations and relate to people in a different way. But then when you're a relationship, you're now you're at a different level, you're
yeah,
going to have different conversations and want to
yeah,
be around different types of environments and situations, right?
yeah. Yeah, it is, and I think just having that trust of letting people go. They're
Yeah,
still in your heart. You're not cutting them off for good, but you know, it's just this
yeah,
is where I'm at now, because you're no longer that same person at school. Just
that's right.
saying.
That's right. That's right. And so that's that whole part, right? That people come into our lives for a reason or a season or a lifetime.
Yeah, that's right. Actually,
And just
yeah,
just be okay with it. Just, oh, that person came in for a reason. They came in to teach me that or to show me that. Or this is
yeah,
the season, that when we're single, this is a season. And then the
mm.
next season is that I'm in a relationship. So that's another season, right?
Well, that's a whole nother season going on there. But let's crack this on, because we're going to get ourselves in trouble. We're going to go past that time. Um, Grab your note-taking device, listeners, because we're going to sum up what we have said in a condensed version.
Yes. Bullet point now.
Bullet points. So my first one I had was, I wrote grounded, present, hand on heart.
Yes.
All the time is what I wrote underneath it.
All the time.
All the
Well, that's
time.
actually a beautiful way to embrace change with grace and ease all the time.
Exactly. All the time, and it can be done wherever, whenever, but being
Yeah.
grounded and present and feel and have that hand on heart, just, okay, what am I dealing with? Just uh, instantly allows you to have that grace and ease.
I love it. Absolutely. The next one I have is trust. Trust,
Trust.
trust, trust. So trust because change is for me. Even if it feels like a chaotic, tumultuous, crazy making, discombobulating, still for me.
Yeah.
There's gifts in everything that we experience, even the dark, yucky stuff. There's still gifts. So that's why trust is such an important piece, because we don't always see it at the get-go.
Yeah.
But trust says, can't see it right now, but it'll make itself known as I keep
Yeah.
doing what I need to do to get through this, right?
Trust.
Trust.
I actually have got here, it's all movable.
Mhm.
It's all movable with a hand on heart, but I did say hand on heart earlier, but it's all movable. This is not permanent.
Yeah.
This is what you're dealing with here. Oh, I missed one out. Okay, that's one for you then. It's all movable. This is not permanent. And I think when we can get our head around, okay, this is just a moving pass, or this is just, okay, it just allows us to go, this is not stagnated stream we're standing in, it's actually moving. I can see things moving in
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one I have is where Deb was talking about going to your memory bank, recalling when you've come through stuff. Because if you think of a time, a situation where you didn't trust or you didn't think you could get through it. And yet you did, and it was auspicious. It was like really amazing. That helps you become more resilient and to actually embrace the change. It's like, that's a wee bit like you're saying, it's not permanent. It's just like, gosh, you know what? I've come through really dark stuff before and I'm still here. I'm still standing. And who knows? Maybe this goes just as beautifully, magically as that other one.
That can be the one tip that can change the whole dynamics. Like each of these tips have power on their own, but that could just be one that makes you go, oh, I've been through worse before. Crikey.
Yeah.
Right. I haven't got time for this. And now I'm moving on. It could just be that quick. So I'm just going to go, it's all movable again.
Not exactly.
Again.
Yeah.
The next one I have down here is truth. And the truth about showing up and showing up to it, not hiding from it. You can't put yourself under a blanket for forever. And I've got your rhythm and being. I have no idea what that means.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'll circle back to that one.
But I actually also wrote along the side of this truth is you may not want to hear the truth. Yep, that's true. I wrote down pressure reduces when resistance reduces.
Ooh, that's a good tagline.
When I was thinking about this, I was like, there's so much pressure when you truth, I don't want to hear it. There's so much pressure we put on ourselves. So pressure reduces when our resistance reduces.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. That's actually going to be a post-it note I'm putting on my desk, by the way. When I feel that pressure, I'm going, and it is just the resistance because it's change that we often don't want.
Yes. Yeah. We resist change. But of course, the more you resist it, it persists.
Yeah. But you've already asked for it, by the way, people. You're just not ready to look at it yet.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
The next one I have is I talked about presence, making sure that you stay present to what is and to calm your nervous system. And in doing that, that's when I talked about that rhythm of being and doing. So when we stay present to our own self and really calm and soothe our nervous system, because sometimes when we don't allow ourselves to really feel into what is my rhythm of being and doing, our nervous system's jangling and we're just like, oh, I have to keep taking care of this and I have to keep pushing, I have to do. Well, maybe you don't. Maybe you need to just sit and breathe and trust and have faith. All things are happening the way they're supposed to. And so this is it's like the interweaving of all of that, calming your nervous system, choosing, sometimes if we're too much in our head, or like, oh my God, okay, I'm not going to make a choice right now, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to sit and breathe on this for now.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yes.
The next one I have is other people's stuff is not yours.
Not yours.
It's not yours. It's not yours to take. It's not yours. Other people's emotions. It's not yours. Other people's opinions of you. Anyone who says you shouldn't be doing that, or you need to do this because you owe me. It's like, no, that's your stuff. No. Other people's stuff is not yours to hold on to.
No. And from there, that's when we talked about the 4 agreements, because that's about not taking things personally. And so that's when I suggested using the just for today. So you say, just for today, I'm going to be impeccable with my word. Just for today, I'm not going to take anything personally. Just for today, I will not make any assumptions. And just for today, I will do my best. Such a nervous system.
I could feel it. Even that just for today. Oh, okay.
Yeah. That helps you get right into presence. Just for today. Let's just land into for today. Yeah. Beautiful.
And she put her hand on her heart, by the way.
I did.
just for today.
Just for
and
today.
every other flipping day she lives and breathes.
Yep.
The next top tip I have is acknowledge what you're leaving behind. So when you're embracing change, what are you actually, you're not hiding from it again, you're embracing, you're looking at what you're leaving behind. Okay, I might leave my friends behind, or I might have to change my jobs and I'm going to go to different hours, or I might have to da, da, da. So acknowledge it, just acknowledge it, because the more you, again, pressure reduces when resistance reduces.
Yeah.
You know, when you acknowledge it, it allows you to actually look and go, okay, let's have a look at the bigger picture here, and that just helps embrace you with change with grace and ease.
And then leading right on from that, we broke this one into a second tip, was what do you want? So you look at what are you leaving behind, but what are you going for? What are you heading for? And does it align with your truth, with your calling, with your sense of meaning, purpose, fulfillment? So that's a little pause there too, to just reflect upon too, right?
Yeah. And when you're looking at that, just make sure your expectations are realistic. When you're looking at what do I want from this, does it align with my values? The next one is the big G word.
Yes, the big G word.
Gratitude attitude. We could talk about gratitude for forever. We could just do. Someone said to me, sum up what you do in one word. I was like, what the heck? I went gratitude. Gratitude. That's a tip I'd give everyone. Gratitude. Just be thankful for what you have and what you don't have, and just grateful. Gratitude. Gratitude changes your, I'm going to say your health, because it helps you sleep differently.
Yep.
It helps you eat differently. It helps you think differently. It helps you be differently. And gratitude can shift anything very, very quickly. And I asked, was it me or Moira? I asked for people to think of 2 things you're thankful for.
Yeah, you
as
did
we're
that.
wrapping this up. Yeah, think of another 2 that you're thankful for that. Think of another 2, and just keep adding until you can go, wow, I'm so thankful that's happened, or that's happening for me. Wow, this is, and again, just for today, just add another couple. Just for the next hour, just add another couple. Just for the next hour, just for today, the next hour, add one more.
Yep. And then another one. And then another one.
And then until you know it's embedded. Yeah.
The next one I have, we talked about tribe. Who you got around you. And that's when I said our tribe changes as we do. As we step into the next evolution of ourselves. The people we resonate with and the people that resonate with us shift. And so that's part of our own development. And that's when I said, using my favorite question, or one of my favorite questions, how does this make me feel about me? So having this conversation with this person, if I feel nervous or challenged or accused or having somebody being judgy, then maybe that's not the right person.
Yeah.
And that's when I gave an example of third time. The third time something happened, it's like, oh, you're not in my tribe. But done in a way of just, okay, thanks for the wisdom there. That's it.
Yeah. And that's it. It's no looking down upon people or anything. It's just like, this is who I am now. I'm just moving. I'm moving forward, or I'm moving in whatever direction feels right for me.
Yeah, I can move sideways if I want to. But yeah, just this one doesn't work anymore.
I love it. Well, I can now say top tips to embrace change with grace and ease and a smile instead of
I love it.
Grace feels like I'm falling down the stairs like a slinky. You know, you slinkies, did you grow up with slinky?
Yeah.
I used to be so cranky, it would hit one particular part and it would go off track. That's not grace and ease. But but yes. So that is our deliciously motivated mindset conversation today. But listeners, we sign off with 2 things. One is a yogi tea bag, and one is something else I create in my head. What's the yogi tea bag today?
So I want to do 2 things. I'm going to give you a yogi tea bag, but I want to give you my gratitude calendar quote. Because it's a really good one today. And it's by Melody Beattie. I like Melody Beattie's stuff. So she said, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh,
I might have to keep that one and frame it. I like
hold on,
that one a lot.
let me tell you my one, because you said about the calendar. I've got one on the calendar before you do the yogi.
Okay.
This one says, the most profound wisdom often comes from my intuition, not my logical, analytical mind.
Awesome.
I know.
That's
Of course.
perfect.
The most
Perfect.
profound wisdom often comes. Yeah. So I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Rightio,
confirmation.
let's go to the yogi tea bag. Let's get that one in.
So the yogi tea bag, I love this one, is travel in grace. See, we're talking about change with grace and ease. It says travel in grace, knowing that you are protected by love.
Oh.
Ah,
Oh.
isn't that perfect?
Oh.
I love the
Okay.
fact that grace was on that. And we
I
had that
know.
grace is in the title.
Yogi tea bag. Yogi tea bag. Here we go.
Mhm.
Oh, I just feel definitely warm in my heart. Definitely warm in my heart. But I'm
Beautiful.
going to do more gratitude today from embracing change, just to tweak it, just for today. But listeners, after listening today, you know how this goes. After listening today, what's one small step you can take today, just for today, that supports where you're going without overwhelming where you are right now?
Nice. I like
Where
that.
you're going without overwhelming where you are right now.
Beautiful. And let us know.
And then you're going to drop it in the chat. You got to,
Yes.
definitely, because we're nosy. We
Yeah,
want
we
to
know.
know.
We want to know.
Of course we do.
Hmm.
Of course we do. That is our top tips to embrace change with grace and ease. That's our deliciously motivated mindset. Conversation / podcast / whatever you want it to be. That is us. That is us. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Internet. Crikey, that was a
Yes,
bit of a rough
I'm
start
impressed.
to start. We get in there. And thank you, Moira, for your wisdom here today.
Thank you for your wisdom. And I love the fact that you shifted into feeling more graceful and easeful with this change. I love that.
See how easy it can be. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Don't forget to drop it in the chat what you're going to do today.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, dear Deb.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.